Welcome to the History of Image podcast, where we learn about the fascinating origins of everything that makes our image tick. From traditional etiquette to our body language, we will be exploring their emergence and development throughout the years. I'm your host, Sonia Dubey Diwan, India's first certified image professional and the founder of the Indian School of Image Management. Today, we are going to learn about the history of scarves cultures around the world, and its rise as a trendy fashion statement. Let's get started. Scarves and their significance. Scarves are versatile, elegant, and useful. The love affair between scarves and us is not ending anytime soon. The scarf not only has a practical use but also takes its place as an essential fashion accessory. It provides the warmth or keeps us cool while elevating our overall look. Scarves can be worn around the neck, over your head, and also be draped across your shoulders. They come in various shapes, sizes, colors, and prints depicting religious beliefs, favorite sports teams, political affiliation, and are even part of uniforms. Today, high fashion design houses such as Burberry, Chanel, Alexander McQueen, Dior, Louis Vuitton, and Prada offers printed scarves contributing to trend and legacy of this ultimate chic clothing. Such is the love for this clothing that in 2020, the global trade of scarves crossed $2.85 billion. But how the scarf became such an important part of wardrobe? Who was the first individual to don this garment? Was it invented out of necessity, or was it already an extravagant luxury item? Let's go back in history and find out. History of scarves. You would be surprised to know that the origin of the scarf can be traced back to the ancient Egypt over 3,000 years ago in 1350 BC. Queen Nefertiti is said to have worn a tightly woven headscarf as a barrier between her scalp and her jeweled headpiece. In ancient Rome, a garment known as sudarium was worn by men around the neck. It was used to wipe sweat in hot weather. Also, during 259 BC, under the rule of Chinese Emperor Sheng, scarves were used as military markers to differentiate the ranks of soldiers. The same practice was followed by soldiers in the 17th century Croatia, who wore scarves around their necks known as cravats. They became quite popular during the French Revolution. In the 18th century, French military leader Napoleon Bonaparte is said to have sent his first wife, Empress Josephine, cashmere scarves from India during his travels. During the same time, the town of Paisley, Scotland, began manufacturing their scarves, which was home to 7,000 weavers. They were such highly revered as fashion statement that even the legendary composer Beethoven donned a silk scarf to charm his love interest, Thérèse Malfatti. In 1842, Queen Victoria got a Paisley silk scarf that eventually cemented it as a symbol of luxury. During both World Wars, knitting became a patriotic war duty. Hence, women, children, and even men produced tons of socks, sweaters, and scarves for servicemen to keep them warm and dry in wartime conditions. After World War II, the excess of Chinese imported silk needed use, so it was absorbed back into fashion. Liberty of London and Hermes were two post-war fashion houses that capitalized on the people's desire for brighter colors and more vibrant patterns to boost post-war morale. Soon, in the 20th century, scarves made of silk became synonymous with Hollywood. Audrey Hepburn wore scarves neatly tied around her neck or on her head, while Bridget Bardot wore it as a statement headband. Grace Kelly made headlines in 1956 when she wore an Hermes scarf as an arm sling. In the later part of the 20th century, rayon or viscose was used as an alternative to mass-producing scarf that felt like silk. They were offered as an affordable stand-in for silk scarves. By the 1990s, cashmere scarves and pashminas had skyrocketed in popularity as a sophisticated winter outfit. Now that we have pretty much got acquainted with the history of the scarf, let's find out about the different type of scarves worn in culture around the world. Types of scarves around the world. We have seen how the scarf has evolved throughout history according to its purpose and significance. Religious and cultural elements have influenced how a scarf is worn, printed, and used. In India, the dupatta is traditionally worn by women for centuries as a part of the kurta and the ghagra. We wear the dupatta when going out in public and while entering any religious place. Similarly, a gamcha is a traditionally worn scarf by men in India. They are usually found in check and striped pattern and are worn around the neck or used as headscarves. Both gamcha and dupatta is also draped around the head to save the eyes from sun as protection against pollution. A shawl, on the other hand, is a larger piece of cloth, loosely worn over the shoulder in the Indian subcontinent as well as Central Asia. Perhaps the most famous shawl ever produced are the cashmere shawls and the pashmina shawls originating from the Kashmir region in India. Bandana is another clothing worn over the head that originated in India as bright-colored handkerchief. The word is derived from the Sanskrit word bandati, which means to bind or to tie. After being introduced in the Western world, bandanas are used as workwear, gang fashion, sports accessories, and even religious headscarves for women in Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Headscarves or head covering is significant in Middle Eastern countries, where women must wear hijabs over their hair. Men also wear head coverings such as kufiya for religious purpose and to protect themselves from sun and dust. Stoles are the type of shawls made from fur or are worn as fashion accessory. Westman stoles are liturgical shawls for priestly authorities in Christianity. Scarves are developed with various materials according to season, occasion, or style. Winter scarves are made of velvet, wool, cashmere, acrylic, jersey, and satin. Scarves for summer include chiffon, silk, cotton, and polyester. Whereas ponchos, fringe scarves, and linen scarves are also quite popular. How to style a scarf? There are 1 million ways to don a scarf. Every single type of scarf can be worn differently. It depends on a lot of factors such as your body shape, your face shape, your skin color, the color of your outfit, your personality, and many more. It also depends upon the type of scarf, the fabric, the season, and where you're wearing it. A scarf can either become a highlight of your overall look or become an outfit in itself. It can either elevate your look or become a combination with some other garment. Overall, there is no one way to style a scarf. Having variety of scarves in your wardrobe is must to add more variety and creativity in your style. It's all about experimenting and seeing what suits you the best. Thank you for joining me in today's episode where we learned about the rich history of scarves, their significance, and how they evolved throughout the generations. Stay tuned as we will be back with a brand new episode soon. You can stay updated by following us on social media with the link in the episode description. This is your host, Sonia Dubey Diwan, and I will see you in the next episode.